Like, I'm already laughing. It's just gonna be me giggling the whole time. My name is Pearly and I am a creative, I'm a woman, I'm a human being, and I'm also a mama and a podcaster. And a lot of my inspiration comes from my journey through motherhood, and a lot of it has been channeled through a lot of the healing work that I do. And you can hear all about that through my podcast. And my podcast is actually a safe space for particularly people of color. And through unfiltered conversations and just open, easy dialogue, we talk about lived experiences and we share stories. And the whole concept behind it is storytelling. So it's a really beautiful place to learn a lot about people, but also learn about experiences that you can relate to. And you can find bits and pieces of yourself through everybody's stories, whether you can actually relate 100% to that person or not. The inspiration behind me starting the podcast really kicked off in the middle of my motherhood journey. My daughter was about 2 years old, and I found that I was very isolated. I was very alone in my thoughts and even in my creativity, and I didn't really have a place to put it. And I started to realize that while I was reclaiming a lot of relationships, especially sisterhood, in a space that was once so traumatizing because of judgment in my community, I started having these open conversations with people, and it became such a beautiful healing space. And the isolation started depleting, and the feelings of like loneliness started going away, and connection and community building started happening. And I realized how powerful that is for me. Community is everything. And again, that's a way for not just myself to heal, but other people to come to the table as well. And when I found myself rising and lifting in terms of just everything, my essence, my life, my healing journey, I wanted to bring my people with me. So that's where community became like a huge part of it. I totally believe that this process has been therapeutic. The most therapeutic aspect is exploring the creativity. So finding new ways to bring the story to life, finding new ways to amplify somebody else's voice. Because the way I might want to express something, I might, meet somebody and be so eager to share their story, but it might come out in a completely different way. And that's also where the table building happens, and that's where the connection happens. And these relationships end up being lifelong. So it's not just a podcast, it's like a place for people to connect and like really get each other. Recently, CBC recognized me as a trailblazer in the community, and basically they were recognizing and nominating people who have positively impacted the community, especially during COVID. And I was really not expecting that recognition, but it was beautiful because it just means that through my podcast and through founding Colors of Mama, I've been able to make a positive impact in people's lives. And whether that's providing resources or just allowing people to be seen and heard and acknowledged, like that brings me life because I didn't have that at one point. So it's kind of like I'm tending to my own wounds by like helping other people as well. Healing is like the core, I find, of so many people's creativity, whether it's for themselves, whether it's for the people they're creating with, or whether it's for their family. There's just so many layers to it. You can't box in creativity. Everybody has something that they're passionate about, that they're expressing, whether it's drawing, painting, writing, whether it's like spoken word, whether it's, I don't know, like you can't box it. There's just so much. So it's beautiful to like open ourselves up to understanding other people's passion and healing journeys. Like creativity is healing, I met Quest just through the online spaces initially. I would always see him coming up in like my friends' work, whether it was music or videography or even photography. And being somebody who's homegrown and an Ottawa resident and somebody who's been here for a long time, I was like, let me just explore this person's space a little bit. And I just fell in love with everything that Quest does. And I found that we both had a passion for something, and the passion that was similar there was like uplifting people in our community. And Quest really does that through his videography, how he showcases these local artists and the way he amplifies their voices. And there's a similarity there. And I connected with Julie through Quest, and it's a similar vibe. I noticed that she was trying to bring people together through art. She was trying to bring people together through creativity. She was trying to amplify the voices of these creative people. And it was so beautiful to see, and we literally connected because she was doing exactly that, and Quest wanted my voice to be amplified through her platform. And she reached out to me and we connected, and ever since then we've just been like feeding off of each other's ideas and contributing, and now we're like a family, and we want to bring this to the city for everyone. I think us coming together to work on portraits together is life-changing for us three, but also groundbreaking for the city, because through all three of us, we have a lot of people in common, but we also have such different and diverse communities. And that's exactly what the creative scene in Ottawa is about. It's about diversity. It's about all these different stories. And we all have that similar passion. We all have that community, that passion for community. And just coming together to bring out those stories and to put those people on display. We're putting these lives on display. It's just a whole nother concept of creativity. We see their work, we know where to find their work, which is so important, but we want to know the makers, we want to know the creators. I want to know them. Something that us three have talked about is like, we want to know each other's story. We want to dive deep. We want to know like where this love and this passion comes from. And so that's what we want to bring to portraits. We want to know these people. We want the city to know these people, and we want the city to unite on this front. We want the city to unite and just love each other for what we have to offer and who we are.